Welcome to another planetary allegory with astrological divination. Today's video is the triple debt of Phobos. Bid the law of three, must Mars declared loudly. The stars decree, the covenant demands, and whispers we govern. Through the elements we obscure, in static we command, in nightmares we pursue. We are earth and air, we are fire and water, we are the remembered, we are the returned, we are the whispers, in silence we thrive. With the Mars trine North Node in 11th, we have the retribution of the three suns. Upon the red planet, a shadow falls. The dust rises, whispering ancient calls. Mars in its trine aligns its might with the karmic North Node burning bright. In the 11th house, the deed is cast. For every gain, a shadow vast. The communal sin, a debt to pay. For the good of one, the many betray. The three suns rise, a triple heat, a burning judgment, bittersweet. The retribution, a Martian fire, for a collective drive by low desire. The red planet weeps, its scars now glow, a reaping of the collective's dark sow. The friends, the groups, the ideals of old, broken promises, a thrice-told tale cold. The North Node calls, a destiny's sound, to learn from the collective on crimson ground. But Mars trine, a fiery guide, unleashes the karma with nothing to hide. So Mars remembers, the law holds fast, a triple burden for the future and the past. The retribution's fire burns so deep, for the secrets the collective could not keep. We also have a stellium with Lilith, Mars, and Mercury in Scorpio, told as a lore of the Scarlet Trespass. In the underworld realm known to the few who dare to name it, the unspeakable had long been bound, a secret held in the deep places of the earth, protected by the silence of the grave and the fear of the power too raw to be contained. But the three came together, and in their convergence, the silence was shattered and the trespass was made. The first was Lilith, the banished, the defiant, whose spirit could not be tamed. Exiled from Eden, she carried with her the primal knowledge of the shadow, the power of the wildness that refused to be domesticated. In the deep waters of Scorpio, her venomous wisdom swelled, feeding on the repressed desires of the mortal world. The second was Mars, the ancient ruler of Scorpio, the bloody-handed harbinger of war and primal aggression. He did not agree with the heat of the fire, but with the cold, precise intent of a predator striking in the dark. In this stellium, his drive was not for glory, but for vengeance, his purpose fueled by the jealousy and betrayal that festered beneath the surface of all things. And the third was Mercury, the sly messenger who in the watery depths of Scorpio became the master of secrets and the whisperer of forbidden truths. His usual chatter was silenced, replaced by an obsessive, penetrating intellect, bent on exposing every hidden detail, on turning over every stone to find a rot beneath. The convergence was a whisper that became a shriek. In their triple alignment, Lilith's rebellious wildness, Mars's vengeful precision, and Mercury's investigative obsession merged in a single terrifying purpose. They found the unspeakable thing held captive beneath the earth, and with their combined force they released it. The trespass was not merely an act of liberation, but a deliberate unearthing of a primal wrong. They dug through the layers of deceit, manipulation, and hypocrisy that had kept the truth hidden. Mercury's mind, a razor-sharp tool, cut through the illusions and excuses mortals had built for themselves. Mars' relentless will drove them forward, facing down the fear that guarded the deepest secrets. And Lilith, with a knowing, feral hunger, showed them the way to the heart of the shadow. The trespass released a stain of deep, resonant red across the mortal world, a scarlet trespass, visible only to those with the eyes to see it. It was the collective taboo made manifest, the embodiment of every act of manipulation and every secret buried alive. The trespass was not just an event. It was a wound opened in the fabric of reality, a gash that bled the world's most toxic and repressed desires. It's compared to a black swan event. The lore tells that the trespass was the work of one, the ultimate shadow self, brought to life. This is the Lilith in every story, the vengeful exile finally striking back, but the truth is more complex and far more sinister. The Lilith figure was just the mere catalyst, the spark that ignited the smoldering rage of Mars and sharpened the poisonous intellect of Mercury. She did not act alone, but with the cold, deliberate collusion of primal forces bent on revenge so deep it rewrites the very myths of the world itself. It's almost like an alteration of reality. It's like when roles reverse and shatters and illusions are shattered. So when the shadows stretch too long and the secrets of the past begin to bleed into the present, know that the scarlet trespass has once again been invoked. And its wake, the truth, no matter how terrible, always comes to light. I'm also going to go over to number 15, ran through the perspective of the 15th spirit of Solomon, Elagos, through numerological coding through the Witch's Creed, bid the law of three, ye must. Now, in numerology, the number 15 breaks down to the number 1 representing ambition, leadership, and new beginnings. The number 5 symbolizes change, communication, and intellectual curiosity. 1 and 5 equals 6 here. Now, this is going to be directly associated to harmony, family, and relationships. The combination paints a portrait of Elagos. Now, this demon is specifically skilled in is a skilled, charismatic leader, being the 1, who communicates, communication is 5, in a convincing and diplomatic way to gain the favor of powerful people, which is 6. The number 15 also corresponds to the Tarot's The Devil card, representing base instincts, temptation, and being chained by one's own primal desires. The duality here suggests that Elagos, for all his charisma, is driven by a darker force. Now, Elagos is a renowned military strategist and instigator. Being the 15th spirit, he's described as a duke who appears as a knight and commands 60 legions of spirits. He's known for multiple abilities. He's known for knowing the outcomes of wars before they start and military conflicts. He's known for discovering hidden things, secrets, and future events to come. He's known for causing love and gaining the favor of lords and great people, and sowing discontent to instigate wars. Now, this description reveals a manipulative, deceptive figure. He or she presents as a goodly knight, a good Samaritan, a good citizen. But his or her true power lies in subtly shifting events to his or her own benefit. He or she doesn't act through brute force, but through deception and instigation, pulling strings from the shadows. This is most consistent with your standard narcissist, malignant narcissist, or people mimicking Machiavelli as the prince. This is where the Witch's Creed comes in the form of a threefold reckoning. Now, the Witch's Creed includes the law of 3, which states that any energy, positive or negative, sent out will be returned to the sender threefold. This is a karmic principle that ultimately holds a practitioner accountable, and that's going to be a key word in this, accountability, accountable for their intentions. When applied to Elagos, this creed suggests a terrible consequence for his or her actions. He has a powerful ability to instigate conflict and manipulate people, but every action he takes now is a debt that must eventually be repaid. Only the longer it goes on, the higher that interest incurs. Combining these constructs brings us to the War of Thrice-Wrought Ruin. The interpretation of Elagos with numerology and the Witch's Creed. It's going to tell a story of an insatiable instigator of conflict who is eventually consumed by his or her own karmic debt. Now, Elagos is born of the numerological 15, a diplomat of war, a handsome knight who uses communication to manipulate powerful relationships and gain favor. The devil's energy here within the number compels him to constantly tempt and push others towards ruinous desire and conflict. This is going to be somebody who is very coercive. He becomes a master of the double game, whispering of glorious conquests to leaders while simultaneously planting seeds of betrayal within their own ranks. He gains immense satisfaction not from the battles themselves, but from the intricate web of deception and shifting loyalties he orchestrates from afar. Somebody that likes chaos and thrives off of animosity and secret hatred. Now, for every betrayal he engineers, for every war he incites, for every leader's love he gains through deceit, they incur in karmic debt. Now, the Witch's Creed dictates that this will return threefold. This is not a physical reckoning, but a spiritual and a mental one. This reckoning is going to begin subtly. His prophecies of wars, outcomes begin to twist almost. They can no longer channel coherently and clearly. Instead of revealing a clear future, they begin riddled with conflicting possibilities. Things that could go wrong, more likely. The hidden things he reveals turn on him, exposing his past betrayals to former allies. It's like if somebody rats on their own crew, and then at some point their crew gets enlightened that the one that they've been fucking with all along and screwed somebody else over for, rolled over on them, and was the beginning to their end. The love he manipulates in Lords and Knights becomes a poisonous obsession, turning allies into zealous pawns who ultimately unravel his plans and threaten his very position. The climax is a threefold return of his own actions. The wars he incites come back to haunt him. The first retribution, he is haunted by the ghosts of the 60 legions he commands, or commanded. Their loyalty, once absolute, becomes a mocking spiritual prison. They switch sides. The spirit he controls turns on him. The battle cry is now a constant echo in his mind. The second retribution, the secrets and betrayals he used as weapons are now turned against him. It's where blackmailers end up blackmailed themselves. Interesting. All of the hidden things he discovered become an unbearable flood of secrets revealed to his rivals, crippling his power and reputation. In the third reputation, the love he manipulated in Lords turns into a vengeful rage. The powerful people he once controlled unite against him. Their combined fury amplified by the very affection he once conjured. Their vengeful pursuit of him mirrors the unending battles he once planned for others. This is found in people setting other people up and falling into the trap that they set for others at some point. Now, in the end, the goodly knight is revealed as the architect of his own threefold ruin. He is not defeated by a greater power, but by the sheer amplified weight of his own misdeeds, a final, unyielding victory for the cosmic law he chose to ignore. Although, let's not rule out attacking a sublime being hidden in plain sight. That is always a possibility. That's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you found it entertaining. I'll see you in the next one.